Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Aesop Grimm, and this is the continuation of my own preparation for my character as we roll up on the release date for Elden Ring's massive DLC, Shadow of the Erdtree. So in this episode, we're going to cover rune farming and its spec. Now, similar to another episode that I did previously, this is previously recorded footage, and I don't even know if I'm going to do this because I'm not sure if I want to spend the tier to do the respec. Maybe I want to hang on to that for the DLC. I have 14 of them, so I'm probably in a good position to go ahead and spend one. I just don't know that I'm going to. But I did this on a previous save and recorded the footage for it a few months ago. So you're going to see my guy in the rune farm spec. He's going to look different than what he does right now. And I'm going to explain everything to you and kind of show you some comparisons. We'll start out with some farming without the rune farm spec, and I'll show you a couple different locations, and then I'll show you how things go with the spec that I'm using and how much of a massive upgrade that is. So I hope you enjoy it, and I hope it's useful for you, and I'll let you go on that. We'll go ahead and get started with the video. Before we respec, let me show you this. Notice that we're at about 260,000 runes, okay? Erdtree. There it is. If you just need a few thousand runes as quickly as you can get them, I believe this is a really good area to do that in. Right here, in about 2.5 minutes, we're at 200, let's just call it 260,000 runes. In 2.5 minutes, I can come down here. The reason that I have not respec'd to the spec I'm planning on using for the DLC yet is because while it's very survivable and particularly does good against strong enemies like bosses and world bosses and stuff like that, it doesn't cut through run-of-the-mill enemies nearly as fast as this one does. So for rune farming, this is better. So while I'm doing prep work, I gotta load up on a lot of things like smithing stones, and I have to buy a lot of stuff. So I want to do that while I have this spec active. I don't think there was anybody out here now. Go back down here. We're almost done with this little, I won't call it a loop, but it's a short run that I make. Ouch. And normally I don't have that kind of a problem there. Okay, so I don't know how long that took, but it typically takes me about 2.5 minutes. And then you just go right back to the prayer room And from 260,000 to 309,000, so what is that? I don't math well in public. That's 40,000 plus another 9. 49,000. Let's just benefit of the doubt and say we made about 50,000 runes in 2.5 minutes. However, in my experience, and I did go through and I timed this a few times for myself to see if it's actually true, and for me, this area right here, Palace Approach Ledge Road, over where the Blood God is at, works better. It is a longer run, but I used my calculator because I don't math well, right? So I used my calculator to make sure I did my math well, and I figured it all out, and the runes per minute are stronger right here. I was at 309,000 before. I need to keep that in mind. Golly, I just went full animal on those guys. This run takes me about 5.5 minutes. The Mimic Tier doesn't require faith points. Okay. Okay, now there's a couple guys in these caves, but really the only one I hit... Actually, we're going to hit this area first. This area, ironically, because it's a lower level area, that's why it's ironic. This area is actually riskier than the Erdtree because the potential for damage is extraordinary. When those guys roll in their spike form, if they get you up against a tree or a wall, boy, they can really do a number on you. So you could die here, and that means that you run a risk, you know, of course, if you die again, of losing all of your runes. But I would say, even though the risk is higher than with Erdtree, it's not what I would categorize as high. It's still relatively low risk whenever you're the kind of level that I am. So risk reward, the amount of runes that you can pick up, it's worth it. Okay. So from 309,000 to about 423,000, around 114,000 in about 5 minutes. So this is the area then. That's how I determined that I like this area. So again, let me know in the comments if you've got a better area, but this seems pretty good to me. Now, we're going to go respec. I wanted to show you what the baseline was so that you can appreciate what this rune spec is going to do. And if you've got something that works better, I'd love to know about it. Okay. Starting with weapons, I am going to grab, it's a great sword. It comes off the Elden Beast. Right here? No. This one. Sacred Relic Sword. The weapon art on this thing is going to be why we can rune farm so fast. Next, I'm going to go ahead and grab the Erdtree bow. We're going to grab the Erdtree seal. It has no weight. It does require a minimum of 40 faith, but it's the best faith scaling seal in the game. Okay, this one I wanted, Carrion Filigreed Crest. Lowers faith point consumed by skills. Shard of Alexander greatly boosts the attack power of skills. Godfrey icon enhances charged spells and skills. That's 3. What was the 4th one that I used? Oh, that's right. I wanted the Golden Scarab. Increases runes obtained from defeated enemies. Okay. This is kind of the technical part that people need to be aware of. So right now I'm at an equipment load of 41.1 with a max equipment load of 77.6. The way that the internet tells me to figure this out, grab the equipment load that you're wanting to wear. So for me, it's 41.1. And multiply that by 0.7 if you want medium roll. Oh, no, you don't multiply. I'm sorry, you divide. 41.1 divided by 0.7. 58.71 is what I'm looking for. This is going to tell us what we want our endurance at. Yes, I want to use a larval tier.
Now.
And I'm going to put vigor back at 60. I know I need 18 mind. Actually, I remember I bounced myself up to 25 so that I could use this weapon art a little bit more often. My faith is going to have to be 40. I know that for sure. That's my minimum in order to equip the Erdtree seal. Endurance. See that max equipment load? I need that number to read 58.7. So for me, 59.3 is where I have to go. That seems awful low. 17 endurance is all I need? Is that telling me the truth, man? Well, we want to dump everything into dexterity because the weapon scales better off dexterity. It says I'm at a medium load. Oh man, okay, so I did the formula right. I got really, really nervous there because the number seemed so low. But that is evidently correct. So, what kind of damage are we doing? 274. So the next thing I need to do is I need to level this weapon up. Okay, so strengthen armament. Level 8, level 9, and level 10. Okay, same thing with the Erdtree bow up to level 1, 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth. And finally, the Erdtree seal. Okay, the sword is doing 829 damage. That's pretty fantastic. Two-hand, I don't know if two-handing makes a difference here. We're going to be using the weapon art. And send that bad boy out there. And murk everything. And then I have a feeling that you just go right back to the site and rest, and that would be your highest runes per minute. But I'm going to give these dudes a taste. There you go. Taste my steel. Hey, look at this. I haven't ever gotten this before. Alright, so we don't have to go down into the blood water. We don't have to take all those risks. I didn't even note how much runes I made there, but I know that it took about a minute. It's 30 seconds to a minute. Man, if that, I think I'm being overly cautious there. So that was about 50,000. I feel like that took about 30 seconds. And again, Really, probably in all likelihood, your best rune per minute is to do like this. Run up here, pretty close to your first enemy. $515,000. Rinse and repeat. $545, so it's about 30,000 runes a pop, and it's taken you 10 seconds. Right, and that's it. That's it. I'm at 580,000 runes, just like that. It's pretty fantastic. Pretty gnarly. I like it. All right, again, I'm Aesop Grimm. Thank you for coming by the channel. I hope you like what you saw. More importantly, I hope all is well in your neck of the woods, and I'll see you in the next episode where this series continues.